The interesting thing about the A to Z is it's a map of London. Now you may say that's not very interesting, but just bear with me. It's a map of London. It's a very good map of London for navigating around the city of London on foot or by car. It's rubbish for taking the tube because it's not a tube map. It's an above ground map. The tube map is absolutely brilliant for getting around by tube, but absolutely rubbish for getting around above ground because that's not what it's for. The interesting thing is that the A to Z is not London. It's a map of London. It doesn't have the buildings that London has. It doesn't have the restaurants and the food that London has. It doesn't have the people. It doesn't have the sights, the smells, the tastes, the sensations, the sounds of London. London is far, far more than that map. The map is useful and it's functional. And the interesting thing is, with the A to Z, you need to keep updating it. You basically need to go down to the shop and buy a new one every once in a while, because new stuff gets added. But of course, if the A to Z hasn't been updated, it's tricky to find your way around. But with an up-to-date A to Z, you can get where you're going. Now here's the thing. When you were born, touch your nose again. See, you do that, and you don't even know how you do it, do you? You might say, oh yes, I do. I lift my hand and extend my finger, but you don't know how you do that. You just think about it and do it. You just think about what you want to do, and then you do it. But there was a time when you couldn't do that. There was a time when you didn't know what a nose was. You didn't know that this object was called your hand. You didn't even know that you had a relationship with that object. You may have had sensations from it and that sort of thing, but you didn't know how to control it. But what you did was, over a fairly short period of time, you started to create connections. You started to realize that you had a relationship with your hand, and that there was a relationship between your hand and your nose and the other parts of your body. And that this word hand and this word nose had meaning. You know, when you first heard the word milk, it was just a sound. No different from a dog barking or the sound rose or whatever it might be. I mean, the source may have been different because who you heard it from was probably someone quite important in your life, but it was just a sound. But very, very quickly, you managed to associate that sound with a set of experiences. You know, the taste of warm, nourishing liquid and the feeling of feeling whole and complete and full, all that stuff. You created those connections before you even knew what you were doing. And you started to create a map of yourself. And you created that map so thoroughly and so completely that you don't even remember doing it. That map of yourself that you created over time, based not only on your experiences, but also on the things people said to you, and the ways that people interacted in the tribe where you grew up. And all those things, and their beliefs about the world and what was possible, all those things got coded into that map. But that map of you, when you think of yourself and who you are and what's possible for you, that's your map. It's not you. Who you are is far, far more than that map. Just like London is far, far more than the A to Z. Who you are is extraordinary.